All right, this is lesson 6.6, okay, 6.6. Lots of exponential and log equations, okay? Look at the steps. Step number 1, get the exponential or the log alone. Then you're stuck. Then you convert it, and then you solve it, and then if it's a log, you check it, okay? So it's really pretty simple. Do me a favor and take your highlighter, and I want you to highlight this 5 to the x minus 2. Okay, that's all one thing, okay? The 5 is the base, the x minus 2 is the exponent, and it's all one thing. There's nothing else over there with it, okay? Here's what it would look like. You guys look right here if there was something over there with it. Like there might be a +1 over there, or there might be like a 3 sitting out in front, okay? That would not be stuck. We would have to move the 1, we would have to divide by 3, but that is not the case here, so we're stuck. And when you're stuck, you convert it, okay? So everybody write this as log base 5 of 10 is equal to x minus 2. Move your 2 over, and you get x equals 2 plus log base 5 of 10. Literally, that's your answer. There's nothing that you have to do. You are not required to check this problem. Someone tell me why you're not required to check the problem. You can do it, and we're actually going to do it in just a second, but why is it not required? Tell me. It's not given in log. Good. Every person in this room, grab your calculator. Okay? Every single person. If the problem can be checked, why in the world would you not check it on a quiz or a test or a final? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So everybody go 2 plus log 10, close it off, divided by log 5, close it off, store, enter. Left hand side where I highlighted in yellow, 5 to the parenthesis, membar, enter, minus 2, close it, enter, bam. Just check that. I got a 10. The right side's a 10. I walk away and I know without a doubt that I got that thing right, okay? Please check your answers, okay? Who says I gotcha? I'm good with that. Okay, great. Question B, every person in the room, tell me so I know if we're okay. Are we stuck? Talk to me. We are not stuck, so what do? Move your 2, right? So now we have 4 to the x power is equal to 8. Everybody in the room tell me, are we stuck? Yes, we are. When you get stuck, you convert it. So it's going to be log base 4 of 8 is equal to x, and you're done. I would never put log 8 divided by log 4, get a decimal, and write it as a decimal. Why would I never do that? They didn't tell me to write it as a decimal. Good. Everybody go log 8, close it off, divided by log 4, close it off, store, enter. Left side. Okay, now actually freeze for 2 seconds. Do you see how you got 1.5? I think there is a good chance that if that were your answer, if this were really the problem, Weaver would really want you to write it as a 1.5. So if you put it in your calculator and you get 0.6742973 blah, 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 don't do it. If you get something nice like 1.5, write it as 1.5. You could also write it as 3 over 2, okay? Now, let's store it. So go 1.5, store, enter. Left side, 4 to the membar, enter, plus 2, enter. I got a 10. How long did it take me to check that? 15 seconds. Really, it did. And I talked while I did it, okay? Okay, look at question C. This is important, and it's not going to be easy, so I want you to watch. If I could do this, guys, look. If I could go 2 to this equals 2 to that, then I would know that this and that are equal to each other, and I could go from there, okay? So what you do is you take the big number, that would be a 6, and you turn it into the small number, like a 2 to the first, or 2 to the second, or 2 to the third. Can 6 be written as a power of 2? It cannot. So I want you to write a word right here, and I want you to write weird. I know it's weird to write weird, but I'm going to say, talk to me about this problem, and you're going to say, it's weird. And then as soon as you say that, then it's going to help us to remember what to do, okay? The only time I want you to do what I'm about to show you is when it's weird, okay? So what you're going to do, since I can't write a 6 as like a 2 to the third or 2 to the fourth or something like that, I'm going to take the log of both sides. So I want you to go the log of 6 raised to the x minus 3 is equal to the log of 2 raised to the x. Make sure you write this down, okay? Now I want you to freeze. I did not write this. Look right here. I did not write log base 6 of x minus 3 equals log base 2 of x. That is not what I wrote. So the 6 stays on the same level as the log, and the x minus 3 stays as an exponent, okay? Look at what we've got. This gets pretty complicated, so you're going to want to watch. Does anybody see anything we could do to start simplifying this thing? We did it a ton last lesson. Jada, can you see something, sweetheart?
Well, would you get it on the same side and condense it?
You could. There's so many ways to do this. So many ways to do this. But what can I do like right now that could be more simplified? Can anybody see it? You've got those exponents, so let's pull those exponents down like we did last time. Remember that? So everybody go x minus 3 in parentheses times log 6 equals x times log 2. So all I did is pull those exponents down. Okay, now I want you to freeze right here. I did not put parentheses around the x. I did put parentheses around the x minus 3. The parentheses around the x minus 3 are necessary. Tell me why. Because you've got two terms, right? What am I going to do now to the left-hand side to simplify that more? Talk to me. That means x minus 3 multiplied by log 6. So distribute that extra. So x times log 6 is x log 6 minus 3 times log 6 equals x log 2. Okay, make sure you're writing this down. Now, I'm trying to solve for x. I've got x's on the right, and I've got x's on the left. Somebody tell me what to do. X is on one side, non-x's on the other side. So see this x log 6? It's staying. See this x log 2? It's going to come over and become a negative. See this negative 3 log 6? It comes over to the right and becomes a positive. So all I did is just move things around. Okay? You've seen this before. Someone should know the answer to this question. I'm trying to solve for x. I've got my x's all on the left, but I cannot add x log 6 to x log 2. What do I do? What do I do? No. Say it. Pull out an x. You can't combine them because they're not like terms. But they do both have an x. So you can take out an x, and you're left with log 6 minus log 2 equals 3 log 6. What do I do now to get my x alone? Somebody tell me. You divide. Yeah, let's write it out. So let's go log 6 minus log 2 divided by on that side. And then log 6 minus log 2 on that side. Cross them out over here. So my answer is x equals 3 log 6 over log 6 minus log 2. We're going to do another one like that, okay? We're going to check this, okay? Grab your calculator. Everybody go parenthesis. 3 log 6, close it, divided by parenthesis, log 6, close it, minus log 2, close it, store, enter. Left side, 6 to the parenthesis, membar, enter, minus 3, close it, enter, and I got 29.7. I'm going to see if I get 29.7 on the other side. 2 to the membar, enter, enter, 29.7. I didn't have to do it, so I don't even have to write it down, but that's my answer. Okay? Who says I'm with you? Let me see how you're feeling. Okay. I know it was kind of tough. We're going to do another one. You need to make sure you know how to do it. Okay. Look at question D. Here's my base. Here is my exponent. There's nothing else over there, so I'm stuck. so I convert it. So it's log base e of 25, that's ln 25 is equal to x. That's it, okay? Grab your calculator and go ln 25, close it off, enter. We don't get a nice number like 2 or something, so I'm just going to box it off. We can check it in 10 seconds. Go store, enter, second, ln, membar, enter, close it, enter, bam, I got a 25. I just checked it. Okay, look at question E. Take your highlighter and highlight e to the x minus 1. There's your base, there's your exponent. Everything else that's over there has nothing to do with the exponent. It's not part of the exponent. Everybody in the room tell me, am I stuck? Talk to me. I am not. What's the first thing I should do? Look what people do. Check this out. Watch this. They go divide by 3, divide by 3. This is really important. Look right here. Divide by 3, divide by 3. E to the x minus 1 plus 5 equals 14 over 3. Why is that wrong? If you did choose to divide by 3, which is crazy, then you should have divided the 5 by 3 as well. Okay, the reason it's crazy because I just made terrible fractions and I don't want terrible fractions. So you don't divide by 3 first. First you move the 5 over. Okay, so move your 5 over and you have 3 times e to the x minus 1 is 14 minus 5, which is 9. Am I stuck? Talk to me, everybody. I am not. What do I do? Divide by 3. So I have e to the x minus 1 is equal to 3. Talk to me. Am I stuck? Yeah, I'm stuck, right? Got my base, got my exponent, nothing there. So now I convert it. So it's log base e of 3, that's ln 3, equals x minus 1. Move your 1 over, and I get x equals 1 plus ln 3. I would not write it as ln 2 plus, or ln 3 plus 1, because then I'm afraid you're going to write ln 4. Okay? Everybody go 1 plus ln 3, close it off, hit enter. I did not get a good decimal, leave it be. If you want to check it, store it in, plug it back in, make sure you get a 14. I'm not going to keep doing that. I think you get the idea. Okay? Look at question F. Here's your base. Here's the exponent. I feel like some of you don't know this answer. Stuck or not stuck? Tell me. Not stuck. Is it okay to divide by 3? Is it wise to divide by 3 right now? No. What do? Move the 18. So avoid that fraction until as long as you can. So you've got 3 times 2 to the 3x minus 4 is equal to 18. You know what some people do? They go that's 6 to the 3x minus 4 equals 18. Is that right? No. You can't. The base is a 2. It's stuck. There's nothing you can do right. Well, I'm not stuck, but that stuff is all stuck together. Don't mess with it. Tell me what you do right here. Divide by 3. So you have 2 to the 3x minus 4 is 18 divided by 3, which is 6. What am I going to ask you? Are we stuck? And what's the answer? Yes, we are. So when you're stuck, what do? Convert it. So this is going to be log base 2 of 6 is equal to 3x minus 4. I'm trying to solve for x. Somebody tell me how to start getting that x along. Move your 4. Yeah. So 3x equals log base 2 of 6 plus 4. What do I do now? Divide by 3. So I get x equals log base 2 of 6 plus 4 over 3. Okay, yes, Abigail? Talk really loud, sweetie. I'm so sorry.
Didn't you say you wanted us to put the constant before the log?
Yes, I would prefer that. It's not wrong if you don't. Okay, so I think it'd be way better, Abigail, to write 4 plus log base 2 of 6 divided by 3. It would not be wrong. Okay, let's make sure we don't get a nice number like 2 or something. Okay, everybody go parenthesis, log 6, close it off, divided by log 2, close it off, plus 4, close it, divided by 3, enter, and I don't get a nice number. What do I mean by nice number? Something that ends, right? 2.4, that's nice. 3.625, no more, nice. That number right there, 2.1949875, not nice. So I'm just going to leave it, okay? Store it in, check it if you want to. You guys get the idea. Okay, look at question 3, or G, pardon me. Okay, kind of tough, so stick right with me. Pay really good attention. Okay, look right here. Couple of questions. Please don't go ahead of me yet, okay? If I have x to the second times x to the third, that gives me x to the, tell me, x to the fifth. You add those. You guys, if I had x to the second times x to the third, would I ever write it as y to the fifth? Does that make sense? No. It's just going to be an x, right? So look at this. My base is a 3, my base is a 3, and I'm multiplying. So apply this rule. You would never change the x to a y. So you would never change the 3 to a 9. It's still just a 3. Then what do you do to those exponents? You add them, which in this case means just put them together. X minus 4 is equal to 4 raised to the 4 minus 2x. Now hang on tight. Look at it. Talk to me about this.
Weird.
Say it again.
Weird.
It's weird. Abigail, why is it weird?
Because both sides have an exponent.
Well, no, because look at this. She said because both sides have an exponent. Would that problem right there be weird? Tell me that. No, I would just say x is 2. So the reason it's weird is because, someone tell me, I cannot write a 4, which is the big guy, as what? A power of 3. Yeah, so it's weird. So if it's weird, what do? Take the log of both sides. So everybody go log 3 raised to the x minus 4 is equal to log 4 raised to the 4 minus 2x. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is they don't make that x minus 4 an exponent. They write it like this. Log base 3 of x minus 4. That is wrong. The 3 is on the same level as the log. Tell me what to do now. What did we do last time? Exponents, yes. So it's x minus 4 in parentheses times log 3 equals 4 minus 2x in parentheses times log 4. Why did I put it in parentheses? Because both the x and the negative 4 are multiplied by the log 3. Now I distribute, and I get x log 3 minus 4 log 3 equals 4 log 4 minus 2x log 4. I'm trying to solve for x. You have got to know how to do this. Think. Don't just write. I need you to think. What's the next thing we do? Say it in a general way. X is on one side. Keep going with that sentence. Non-x is on the other, right? So now you have x log 3. Bring that negative 2x log 4 over and make it a plus 2x log 4. See the 4 log 4 that's on the right? Leave it there. The negative 4 log 3 comes over to the right and becomes a positive 4 log 3. What do I do now? You're going to see this. What do? Take out an x. If I take out an x, I'm left with log 3 plus 2 log 4 equals 4 log 4 plus 4 log 3. This is what people say to me. I don't know if this 4 log 4 plus 4 log 3 goes on the bottom or the log 3 plus 2 log 4 goes on the bottom. How could you not know which one goes on the bottom? This one's the one that's multiplied by the x and you're trying to get rid of it. So you divide by that guy. So your answer is x equals 4 log 4 plus 4 log 3 over log 3 plus 2 log 4, like that. Who says I gotcha? Let me see. Raise your hand. Give me some feedback. Okay. What if that's on your final? What if that guy's on your final? You're done with your final. You have 20 minutes left. Your final's a 2-hour final. Okay? And you want to check it. Let's do it. I want everybody in this room to know how to check if that is a choice that you would like to make. Okay? Why would you not do that? Parenthesis. 4 log 4, close it off, plus 4 log 3. Close it off, close it off. Why did I close twice? Close the log, close the top. Beautiful. Divided by parenthesis. Log 3, close it off, plus 2 log 4, close it off, store, enter. Now let's plug it into the original, left-hand side. Everybody go 3 to the mem bar, enter, times 3 to the -4, enter, and I got 0.207. You don't have to write that down. I'm just writing it down so I don't forget what I got. I'm going to do the next one. 4 to the parenthesis, 4 minus 2, mem bar, enter, close it, enter, 0.207. I know without a doubt, I am 100% confident that I just got that problem right because I checked it. Okay? Who says gotcha? Let's see, up high, raise them up. Okay, great. Okay, that was G, here's H. You would never change the X's to Y's. So you would never change the 3's to 9's. So it's 3 to the x squared minus 4 is equal to 9 to the 4 minus 2x. Everybody freeze right there for a second. Is this problem weird? It is not weird. Why is it not weird? Because I can write the 9 as a 3. Okay, so look what people do. Don't write this. 3 squared to the x squared minus 4 is equal to 9 to the 4 minus 2x. Very common mistake. Look what this person did. They left the whole thing the same, but they just randomly wrote the 3 as 3 squared. Is 3 equal to 3 squared? No, that doesn't make sense. So you don't change the little one, you change the big one. Okay, so everybody go 3 to the x squared minus 4 is equal to, see that 9? Just do empty parentheses, and up there go 4 minus 2x. 9 is, what do I put here? 3 squared. Yes. Okay, now I have 3 to the x squared minus 4 is equal to 3 to the, what's the power to a power rule, guys? What is x to the second raised to the third? Is that 5th or 6th? 6. Multiply, yes. So distribute the 2 and you get 8 minus 4x. This is going to be easier than the one where you have to take the log of both sides because look, 3 to this equals 3 to that. Those things must be equal to each other. So everybody go x squared minus 4 equals 8 minus 4x. I think that some people in here don't know what to do. When I look at that, I see an x squared, and I also see an x. So when I see an x squared and an x, I know I'm going to have to do what in a couple of steps? Tell me. I know I'm going to have to factor. If you said factor, you did it. But I don't factor until I get a 0 on one side. So I'm going to go x to the second. The negative 4x comes over and becomes a positive. The positive 8 comes over and becomes a negative, and it looks like that. Now you start factoring. So it goes to x and x. The 12 goes to 6 and 2. Signs are different because it's a positive. Looks like that. I get x equals 2 and negative 6. Okay? It was not given in log form. I'm done. There will be logs all over the final and exponentials. It's a big, big, big part of this class. Okay? Okay, example 2. Take your highlighter and I want you to highlight ln 5x. And ln is a log, so leave it be. What am I going to ask you? Anticipate my questions so you can ask yourself when you're doing the problem by yourself. What am I going to ask you? Are you stuck? What's the answer to the question? No. Do I divide by 2? What do I do? Add your 3. Good. So you have 2 ln 5x is equal to 12. Tell me what to do now. Divide by 2. So you have ln 5x equals 6. You guys, this is why I write ln as log base e for you, because I think it's easier, much easier for you to see. If I wrote that as log base e of e to the 5x, what am I going to ask you right now? What am I going to ask you? I keep asking you. Are we stuck? What's the answer to the question? Yes, we are. So now I'm going to convert it. So my base is in e, so it's e to the 6th is equal to 5x. To solve for x, you divide by 5, and you get e to the 6th over 5. Are we done? We are not done. Why are we not done? You have to check. Why do you have to check? Because it was given in log. Everybody write down the word check and then go to ln. When I check, I turn the parentheses into brackets. You guys, you always must check from the beginning. So this is ln of 5 times e to the 6th over 5. Close your parenthesis, close the bracket, minus 3 equals 9. Remember how I told you last time or a couple of times ago? People fake their check all the time. I know they fake it because they got the problem right and they plugged it in and they said it worked. It's never going to happen. So people will fake it all the time because look how complicated that is, okay? It's really not that bad though. Let's do it together. Everybody go to ln 5 parenthesis second ln 6 close it divide 5 close it enter. Oh, I got a 12. What did you get? What did I do? Oh, I forgot to do the minus 3. Minus 3, enter. I said I got a 12 before. 12 minus 3 is 9. I'm good. Okay, so I did it fine. I just forgot to put the minus 3. But that was a good example of what would happen if, you know, if you messed up and you didn't know. So I checked it. We're all good. E to the 6 over 5, done. Okay? Okay, question B. If the ln of this is equal to the ln of that, then tell me. Those things must be equal, right? So 3x minus 2 must be equal to x plus 1. Pull this x over to that one. You get 2x equals, I'm going to do 2 steps in 1. Pull my 2 to the 1 and I get a 3. And I get x equals 1.5. Is it okay to write it as 1.5 if they didn't ask me for a decimal? Yeah, because 3 over 2 is exactly 1.5. Am I done? Talk to me. No, write the word check. You literally have to write the word check. Then go ln bracket 3 times 1.5 minus 2, close your bracket, equals the ln of 1.5 plus 1, close your bracket. Grab your parenthesis. Or your calculator, sorry, ln, bless you, 3 parenthesis 1.5, close it, minus 2, close it, enter. I got 0.916. See if I get the same thing over there. ln 2.5, close it off, enter, 0.916. I am perfectly 100% certain I got that right. Okay, C. There are so many different ways to do these problems. They're all acceptable. I always do it the way that I think you're going to be the best at. Everybody freeze for just a second. Could I take this guy, pull it over there, make it a positive, condense those together, convert it, and go from there? Could I do that? Talk to me. Yes, I could. There's an easier way. In my opinion, an easier way. As soon as I look at this problem, look at what I see. I see log base 4 of something and log base 4 of something. So I know if I could get it to look like this, log base 4 of this equals log base 4 of that, then this and that must be equal to each other. Okay? I can't do that right now. What could I do to start getting in that direction? Tell me. What could I do with this negative? Make it an exponent. Bring it to the top. Yes. Everybody go log base 4 of x to the negative first equals log base 4 of 3 to the second. Now I'm there. Guys, look, if log base 4 of this equals log base 4 of that, those things must be equal to each other. So everybody go, x to the negative first equals 3 squared. If something's ugly in what you're doing, make it not ugly anymore. So what's ugly here? You guys are so smart. You can do this. What's ugly? The x, right? Let's make it nice. So pull it down to the bottom and make it a positive. So now I have 1 over x equals 9. You should be able to look at that and go, I know exactly what to do. What do? Multiply by x is fine. I think it's easier to say cross multiply. Yes. Look across, 9x equals 1. Divide, x equals 1/9. Am I done? Nope. What do I have to do? Check. Write the word check. If you forget to check your logs on your quiz or your test, it's going to be so painful because for every check you miss, you're going to lose at least 1 point, sometimes 2. So please be careful. Is this okay if I do this? Look, log base 4 of 1/9 to the negative first equals log base 4 of 3 squared. Is that okay for my check? Nope, it's not okay. And you won't get points for the check. Why not? You check from the original problem. Yes. So this is negative log base 4 of 1/9 equals 2 times log base 4 of 3. Grab your calculator. Yes, honey?
I was just wondering if you were to put the logs on the same side as condensed, and could you check with the condensed version, or would you have to check?
Always original. Always original. Yes. And I can show you why. I don't want to confuse you when I show you, but anyway, always the original. Okay? Okay, everybody go negative log 1 divide 9, close it off, divided by log 4, close it off, enter, and I got 1.58. Right hand side. 2 log 3, close it, divided by log 4, close it, enter. I got 1.58. It works out fine. X equals 1/9. Okay? All right. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Okay. Scary. Okay. Question D. Write a note to yourself. Multiple logs and a number that is not 0. Look at question D. I've got log, multiple logs, and I've got a 1. That's a number that's not a 0. Look at that equation. I bet there's someone in here that can tell me what to do. What would you do right now? The simplest thing to do, you think, to solve for x? Say it again. What did you say? Well, the 2 logs are added. Oh, I know what you're saying. Say, you're right.
Okay.
Say it a different way. Okay, so she started to talk about multiply. But these things are added. So what is she thinking, but it's not coming out? Condense, right? You're exactly right. As soon as she said multiply, at first I was like, no, that's not right. And I'm like, oh, she knows. She's just not saying it right. So they're expanded, so I'm going to condense them. So it's going to be the log of x multiplied by x minus 9 equals 1. So up here above, I want you to write step 1 is to condense. Can anybody tell me what to do now? You should be able to tell me what to do now. Convert. Why did you say convert, Abigail? You're exactly right, honey. Because we're stuck. That's the easiest way to say it. Beautiful, honey. This is log base 10. So this is 10 to the first equals x times x minus 9. Look at that equation. What would you do? What do? You're exactly right. Distribute. You get x to the second minus 9x equals 10. I know I'm going to have to blank Because I have a squared and a first. I know I'm going to have to do what? Factor. So do I start factoring right now? If I start factoring now, I'm back to the step up above. What do I have to do before I factor? Get a 0. Get it alone. So it's x to the second minus 9x minus 10 equals 0. Now I factor x and x. Don't forget your equals 0. 10 goes to 10 and 1. Biggest is the negative, 1 is the positive. Set those equal to 0. X equals negative 1, positive 10. Am I done? No. You must check. Everybody go check. If you're checking two things, I want you to write what you're checking. So everybody go x equals negative 1. And then I want you to go log negative 1. Freeze right there. Talk to me. What do you know? It's not going to work out. I get head shaking, right? It's not going to work out. Why is it not working out? I'm taking the log of a negative. Still keep writing your sentence. It'll take you, 10 seconds. And then what am I going to put by the negative 1? Somebody tell me those words. Invalid solution. I'll be looking for those words on the quiz and on the test if that's what happens. Then I want you to go x equals 10. Always from the original. So it's the log of 10 plus the log of 10 minus 9 is equal to 1. Okay, everybody go log 10, close it off, plus log of 10 minus 9 is 1, close it off. I got 1 equals 1, my final answer, x equals 10, done. Okay, I want everyone to freeze right here. Jada asked me a question about 10 minutes ago about checking into step 2. I want everybody to watch this and listen, okay? You don't have to write any of this down. This right here, this x equals 1, did not work. Because when I plugged it back in, I got an invalid solution, okay? Had I chosen to plug in step 2, look what would have happened. I would have had the log of negative 1 times negative 1 minus 9 is equal to 1. If I put this guy, if I figure out what this is negative 10 times negative 1, which is 10. Guess what? You get 1 equals 1. So it works out if I go from step 2 instead of step 1. That's why you always have to go from the original. Who says gotcha? Let's see. Okay, great. Question E. 2 logs and the number that's not a 0, condense and convert. Those logs are added. So when I squish them, they're going to be multiplied. After I condense them, tell me what to do, everybody. Talk to me. I'm talking to 30 people and 0 people are responding. Convert. Thank you for the 1 person that responded. 6 to the first is equal to x plus 3 over x plus 4. People get really confused right here. What do I do? Can tell me with 1 word. Multiply the x plus 3 times x plus 4. So multiply. FOIL it out. You get x to the second plus 7x plus 12 equals 6. What do I do? All on one side. So it's x to the second plus 7x plus 6 equals 0. What do I do now? Really, one word is all I need for the next step, next step, next step. Factor x and x. 6 goes to 6 and 1. If you do not put an equals 0 at the end of your line, I'm not trying to be rude, but your work is inaccurate. It's incomplete. You've got to put that equals 0 with it, okay? 6 and 1, signs are the same, both positive. I get x equals negative 1 and negative 6. I have a question. Just because the solution is negative, does that mean that it won't work? Tell me. It does not mean that. Does not mean. Okay, everybody write the word check. And then I'm going to go x equals negative 1. Okay, at the top, go log base 6 of negative 1 plus 3 plus log base 6 of negative 1 plus 4 is equal to 1. Grab your calculators. Looking like it's going to work because I'm not taking the log of a negative, right? Grab your calculator and go log 2. Negative 1 plus 3 is a 2. divided by log 6, close that off, plus log, negative 1 plus 4 is 3, close it, divided by log 6, close it, enter, and I got 1 equals 1, it checks out fine. Now I have to check x equals negative 6. I'm going to go log base 6 of negative 6 plus 3. The second I write that down, I know what? It's not going to work out. Yep. Plus log base 6 of negative 6 plus 4 is equal to 1. Fill in the words invalid solution. Write your answer. X equals negative 1. Done. 100% certain. Just because it's a negative doesn't mean that it won't work. Okay? All right. Question F. 2 logs and a number that's not a 0. Condense and convert. So this is going to be log base 4. Those things are subtracted. So when I squish them, they're going to be divided. The one that's the negative goes on the bottom. So on the bottom goes x plus 3. On the top is x to the second minus 9. Does anybody notice anything? If you notice it, it's going to make the problem way easier. If you don't, it won't be quite as easy. The top will factor. Why in the world will I factor? Because what good is that going to do me, everybody? Then something cancels. Very good. So it goes like this. So the plus x plus 3 goes away. So now I have log base 4 of x minus 3 is equal to 3. Look how I wrote that. I wrote that wrong. The way that I wrote it, the negative 3 is not part of the log. The negative 3 is supposed to be part of the log. So in that circumstance, I must write the parentheses. Now I convert it. So it's 4 to the third equals x minus 3. So x minus 3 equals 64. Bring my 4 over, or my 3 over, x equals 67. Am I done? No. Write the word check. Everybody go log base 4, bracket, 67 squared minus 9, close your bracket, minus log base 4 of 67 plus 3, close your bracket, equals 3. Let's check it. I really want you to know how to check it so you can get it right, okay? So everybody go log 67, you know what, you have to go, no, you're good, 67 x squared minus 9, close it, divided by log 4, close it, minus log 67 plus 3 is 70, close it off, divided by log 4, close it off, enter, I got 3 equals 3, I'm done with the problem. I walk away knowing I got it right. Okay, 2 more. Quiz next time. Tons of ways to do it. Tons of acceptable ways to do it. I could take everything, pull it onto one side, condense the whole thing, and convert it. Totally fine. I would not do that. Does anybody have any other idea? There's an easier way. Go ahead. Perfect. Condense those separately. Good. So this is going to be the log of. I've got a negative, so I know I'm dividing. On the top is x plus 2. Condense the other guy. Log of x plus 4 goes on the top, x goes on the bottom. Listen what people say that drives me crazy, so please don't say it, okay? They go, well, now the logs disappear because the log of this is equal to the log of that. The logs don't disappear. Things don't disappear, okay? They just, you evaluate it and you realize they're the same. So now you know x plus 2 over 3 is equal to x plus 4 over x. I evaluated it. I know those have to be the same. Tell me what to do now. Distribute, right? Cross multiply. X to the second plus 2x equals 3x plus 12. What do I do now? All on one side. So you have x to the second minus x minus 12. Is that complete? Is that good? What's wrong? Equals 0. Yes. Factor x and x. 12 goes to 3 and 4. Signs are different. Biggest is a negative. X equals 4 and negative 3. Check. Write down the word check. X equals 4. Some people write ridiculousness for their check. The only acceptable writing underneath the check, and I look at your writing, would be exactly what I have right there. Look. Okay, so don't write anything less than that. Okay, then everybody go log 6, close it off, minus log 3, close it off, hit enter, 0.301, right hand side, log 8, close it off, minus log 4, close it off, 0.301, it totally checks out. Do the next one, x equals negative 3. So everybody write down log of negative 3 plus 2. The second I write it, what do I know? Not going to work out. Keep writing your line. Log of 3 equals the log of negative 3 plus 4 minus the log of 4. Then I'm going to write invalid solution. Then I'm going to write x equals 4. And I walk away knowing I got it right. We have one more. I want you to show me by a show of hands who feels good about this lesson, who says, I understand. I want all the way to the ceiling so I can get a good gauge. Okay, great. That's a lot of people. If you're not quite there, start doing the homework, start asking lots of questions. You have a quiz next time, okay? Please remember the quiz is not tear-worthy. Nobody's allowed to cry because of the quiz. It's not going to kill you, okay? The test after the break, it's okay to cry then, okay? Quiz, no crying. Okay, question H is going to hurt your brain. And I want you to remember that like 80% of you just raised your hand in the air and you were like, I get that. I understand what you did. Don't let H be the determinant as, you know, as to how well how you feel about this lesson, because it's not super easy. Okay? Okay, step number 1, get a 0 on the right hand side. So 2 to the 2x is 2 to the x plus 2 minus 5 equals 0. Now I want you to write like this. 2 to the x power squared. Why did I do that? Power to a power rule tells you to multiply. 2 times x is 2x. Okay? The middle one is what is pretty weird. You write it as a 2 to the x multiplied by a 2 to the second. Why did you do that? Because when you multiply, you add. When you add x and 2, you get x plus 2. So it's okay to do that. Minus 5 equals 0. Here's what I need you to see. Here's a term, here's a term, here's a term. Okay, and the 0 is also a term. So 2 to the x squared plus 2 squared is 4. So it's 4 times 2 to the x minus 5 is equal to 0. All I did is 2 to the squared, 2 to the second is a 4. That's all I did. Can anybody see what to do? It's always so cool. There's usually one person each class period that can see it. Simplify in what way? I can't add anything together because that guy, the first guy has a 2x and he's squared. But then I'd be going, I can't multiply the 4 and the 2 because the 2's a base and the 4's not. Look right here, let me try to guide you just a little. Here's a term, here's a term, here's a term. Say it again. You're going to factor it. Look, everybody write down y to the second plus 4y minus 5 equals 0. Compare what I just wrote to what we have. The y is a 2 to the x. So you've got a y squared plus 4 times y minus 5 equals 0. Who says I see that? Anybody see it? Okay, good. Now look over here at this guy. If I were factoring, it would be y and y, 5 and 1, plus and minus, like that. So I'm going to do that the exact same thing over here, but instead of a y, it's a 2 to the x. So it's going to go to a 2 to the x and a 2 to the x. The 5's going to go to a 5 and a 1. Biggest is a positive. Looks like that. Okay? Now this times this is a 0. One of those needs to be a 0. So 2 to the x minus 1 equals 0, or 2 to the x plus 5 is equal to 0. Move the 1 over. 2 to the x equals 1. I'm stuck, so I convert it. Log base 2 of 1 is equal to x. You should have this memorized. Log base anything of 1, as long as the base is a valid base, x is what? Do you remember? It is 0. Yep. Do this one. 2 to the x equals negative 5. Convert it. Log base 2 of negative 5 is equal to x. Somebody talk to me. Can't do it. So we're going to say invalid solution. Why can't you do it, honey? Negative. There's my answer. Do I have to check it? No. Should I check it on the quiz or the test? Heck yeah, for sure. You can check it quickly. Okay, so look what I did. Just a quick review. Pulled my 5 over. Wrote this as a 2 to the x power squared. Split this to 2 to the x times 2 to the second. Right, 2 to the second is a 4. Realized factor, 2 to the x, 5 and 1. Solved them. Got it. Okay, that's it. So we still have about